Welcome, everybody. This is D Darrell Life Solutions. Happy to be here once again. We're going to have a nice little discussion today. I know I'm doing kind of an impromptu live stream. I need to get back to doing my 1 or 2 live streams a week on D Darrell Life Solutions. Haven't been able to do so lately. D Darrell the Rebirth has been keeping me very, very busy. I'm also broadcasting from the Black Balance Network. So my rhetoric today is going to be a little bit, vanilla and even kill, because I am operating on Life Solutions and the Black Balance Network, and I don't typically get charged up, and so when I'm on those particular platforms, so for those that have watched me, I know you watch both channels and so forth, and I understand that Life Solutions don't necessarily get as many views as the Rebirth. So today's topic is, why are we surprised of Derrick Jaxn? Okay, why are we surprised? Now, I'm going to come from a different position because basically I'm not surprised. I'm in a position that I am not surprised because I understand that this is what a lot of successful men do. Okay, I'm in the position that this is what a lot of successful men do. This is a behavior that's typical of any man that's in the public eye or have any level of success. Men of quote unquote high value like to engage in marital affairs, and they also love to engage in having sex with multiple women. I will even go as far as say that there are men that have a certain success feel that they're entitled, based on their success, to enjoy the pleasures of multiple women. I'm not saying that that is right. I'm just saying that's where reality is. And a lot of the guys that I speak to, do business with, and so forth, many of them engage in the same behavior as Derrick Jaxn, and they don't feel guilty at all. Even the married ones, I'm going to repeat, even the married women, the married men, feel that they're entitled to have extramarital sex with other women beyond their wife. I'm not saying that's right. I feel that if you're in a committed relationship, you should operate differently. Okay? What's going on? Amonike Mama Max says that Chris Hogan of the Ramsey team joins the ranks of cheaters. Shout out to you for coming into my platform. Appreciate you for coming in to D Darrell Life Solutions. And before this month is over with in the year, that list will grow to other men also. Okay? The list will continue. We have to quit as a society elevating people in the public eye, regardless of success. We have to quit elevating them to have standards that you can't even achieve, particularly from a moral standpoint. I think that we're being unrealistic to think that just because you are a athlete, even pastors of the clergy, president, politicians, business owners, and so on, that they are not going to stop being human beings and stop doing the things that human beings engage in. It's not the case. Poor men cheat. Broke men cheat on their wives. Middle class men cheat on their wives. Upper middle class, rich, the super wealthy, they all cheat on their wives. Derrick Jaxn, YouTube social media extraordinaire. Okay? He's been married to, he was engaged with his wife in 2016. He's only been married for going on 4 years. And you know what? It's alleged, he admitted that he has cheated on his wife since he's been with her. I am not surprised. I am not surprised that Derrick Jaxn cheats on his wife. And I don't want to hear this BS about how she look. That she ain't the baddest female on the block. That has nothing to do with it. A lot of high value, rich, wealthy, well-to-do, educated, professional guys of worth have very attractive wives, and they cheat on them equally as well. They cheat on them equally as well. Okay? Give me 1 second, guys. How you doing?
All right.
I like 2 of each of the chips that you have.
Okay.
And I also would like the half gallon of the red, white, and blue drink.
Climax?
Huh? Yeah, the Climax. Yes.
Climax, half a gallon?
Yeah, half a gallon.
All right.
I'm going to be drinking and eating good today.
So I got 8 bags of chips.
Yes.
And then I got the half gallon of Climax.
Yes.
So we had 34.64.
All right. Thank
You
you.
need some extra cups with that?
Yeah. 2 cups would be great.
2?
Yes. All right. So got my little drink, got my little chips. I'm gonna chill out and watch some NCAA after I, engage in this conversation. But we should not be surprised because this is typical of men of value, particularly from an economic standpoint. Now, from a moralistic standpoint, no. Derrick Jaxn has cheated on that woman ever since he started dating her. The reason why he stayed with her is because she possessed certain qualities that are in the parameters of being a good wife. Okay? That's why. And she brought more to the table besides her physical attractiveness. And Derrick Jaxn's wife is not a bad looking woman by no stretch of the imagination. She's actually a decent looking woman. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So, and by the way, guys, this is a black business that I am just patronized here. It's called Daiquiri Premier in Houston, Texas, right off the Beltway, Cullen in the Beltway. For those that are in H-Town that's listening, check them out. They're real good. They have good drinks, and they have a nice little spot. So, Mr. Jaxn didn't begin cheating once he obtained a wife. Derrick Jaxn has been a habitual cheater all of his life. Derrick Jaxn has done this shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse my language. Derrick Jaxn has lied to black women all of his life. Derrick Jaxn lies. That's how Derrick Jaxn gets away with things. And he lies to women, and they believe him because the women are so caught up in his physicality. That's how Derrick Jaxn is making a living. And the females love it. They love it. Again, I'm going to repeat. I am not surprised. The question also that I may raise, will they keep it together? I'm going to say yes. And I think that the reason why I think yes is because I think that his wife knows about the fact that he was cheating. And I think his wife knew when they were dating that he was cheating. I also hypothesized that she didn't care. She wanted to be married. And she accepted it. That's what I wholeheartedly think. Derrick Jaxn has put himself in a position he has put himself in a position in which he can meet lots of women, lots of very attractive women, a lot of thirsty women who want to be married, want to be in relationships, and they fail to obtain that for whatever reasons. See, Derrick Jaxn became an instant social media star, influencer, instantly. This was not something that Derrick Jaxn worked at very hard. He basically became popular by giving women advice and clicking on the phone and the videos and everything happened the way it did. That's how he became. It wasn't no extra work. It just so happened once he kept doing more and more videos and he was getting a lot of responses back, then he started putting in a little work and improving the content, and he started doing the conventions and the books. The book that made him popular, along with the conventions, which made a great deal of money for Derrick and his wife. So then one would say, can they keep it together, D. Darrell? I will answer again as a therapist. Sure they can. Sure they can. You think she's the first person to ever get cheated on? And she's not going to be the last. And I'm going to go out of my way and say that Derrick Jaxn is still cheating, and he won't stop just because of this instance. Derrick Jaxn will not disengage cheating because of this situation. His acts are habitual, and he can't stop even if he wanted to. And you know why? Because Derrick Jaxn enjoys having sex with multiple women, just like most men. Now, will he be more careful? Will he not be as disrespectful as fuck as he was? Excuse me for cursing again. That's number 2. For having sex in your own home. You know how reckless that was? To have sex with a woman in your own home, in your own bed. The gall of you, Derrick. What if she would have came in there, saw you all, lost her mind, and shot and killed both of you? That could have happened. And she probably could have got away with it. She probably would have got away with it. Now, I'm going to talk to you about how the relationship can work. The relationship can work if Derrick comes clean with everything he's done, which I doubt he will ever do. But I think that he has to come clean with the fact of everything he's done, and he has to go above and beyond to make his wife feel respected. Because what he did was downtrodden, dirty, and no good. That's going to be very difficult. And it's not the fact that you was having sex with other women, particularly this one woman. You had sex in her bed, in her room. She probably don't want to ever sleep in that room again. Better yet, lay in that bed. She may not even want to step foot in that house again, knowing that another woman was sleeping in her bed, laying on her sofa, parading around her house like it's hers. That's going to be the most difficult thing. Shout out to Pink Lady. Shout out to Tiffany Grill. Appreciate you all for coming in. That's going to be the most difficult thing for Derrick to do. You see, I always knew Derrick was a fraud. That's why I said I'm not surprised. Why are you surprised at Derrick Jaxn? Derrick Jaxn is in an environment that's primarily females, in which he is helping them, and these women look up to him, and many of them want to have sex with him, and many of these women don't give a damn if Derrick is married or not. Many of these women don't care that Derrick is married, even though he preaches against of cheating and preach against women dating men who cheat. When he is basically the epitome of the men that he tell black women not to date. He epitomizes the low down dog that cheats on women and have them thinking that they love them and care for them, and you're doing multiple things with multiple women. And you've been doing it since you all began dating. Yes, he brought a home wrecker in. She, to me, and I know as women, you speak in these terms because you feel like any woman that knows that a man is married should not engage. However, if a woman wants to open her legs up to a man, he's going to kindly go in there, and to me, yes, you should respect the marriage, but the reality is they're just two consenting adults, regardless of their status, want to get down with each other. That's just it. Just simple as that, ladies. She saw Derrick as a this handsome guy with muscles and shit, and she saw Derrick as as a man who's well spoken per se, obviously knows what it takes in relationships. Allegedly, all of these women admire him. Okay, he has to know what he's talking about. And to be honest with you, his behavior doesn't necessarily negate him from not knowing what he's talking about. It's the fact of the matter is that in this ungovernable position that he holds as a social media influencer who happens to be a dating coach, in the eyes of the public and the women that you interact with and market to, they look at that as a requirement. You should be practicing what you're preaching. Pink Lady says, you don't date married men. You're breaking the 7 commandments. The 7 commandments, they got people don't even know what the first commandment is. Better yet, the 7th. But your take is well taken. Your opinion is well taken. Most women in this world and in American society don't care about the 10 Commandments. Better yet, the 7. They don't even care about the first. They care about what I want. That's what they care. And whatever means it takes for me to get what I want. And that is indicative of the type of society that we live in. We live in a society that cares about only what we want, regardless of the consequences. That's facts. They only care about what they want. They don't care about, and also many people, men and women, don't care about the means of obtaining what they want. They don't care. She was laughing. That is the truth. They don't care. We have a society that's so sexually liberated that they don't care about the morality of sex and how to condone in sexual activity in the correct manner without hurting people or in any way hurting the institution of marriage. They frankly don't care. Derrick Jaxn, I really believe, never intended to be faithful to his wife. Because that was never in his personality. What Derrick Jaxn wanted is a woman to come home to. What he wanted was a woman to have, to build with, and at the same time, his YouTube social media career allowed him the privilege to travel and engage with a variety of different people so that he can cheat and have all types of relationships with. Under the disguise of work. So when Derrick was going across seas and other cities doing things, that was supposed to be official business. But in all actuality, Derrick was cheating. This man is a habitual liar. This man, excuse me, does not understand the concept of a marriage without cheating or fidelity. You don't understand the concept of fidelity. Nor does he care. What he cares about is that I'm Derrick Jaxn. I got the name, I got the money, I got the looks, I got the books, I got the videos. You think I'm gonna turn down all of these beautiful women? How he got caught, Tiffany? He got caught because the female that he was messing around with, who was actually part Dominican and Ghanaian, she went to social media and told and actually showed the text message. They had they caught a thing in his DM or something where she screenshot making a comment, and he actually told the woman about, you could be the second one to have my last name. That's what Derrick told her. That I would love to give you my last name. You would be the second woman to have my last name. That is some disrespectful shit. I mean, if you're going to cheat, at least be discreet about it. At least be respectful that you don't have your wife's name or, you embarrass her. What he has done is downright embarrassing. Yes, yes, yes. Pink lady. She said he did what? Now, I'm going to talk about this topic again later on. What you're getting now is the PG version for me. This is the PG version. Now, when I get on Derail the Rebirth, you're going to really get the real, what I really, really think, unfiltered. I don't, on this particular, site, this particular platform, I don't necessarily go in. So I'm keeping it as vanilla as I can. And I've actually cursed 3 times. And I think that's saying a lot for me for this type of topic. Marriage counseling should be on the table and probably will be on the table if Derrick wants to keep this marriage going. If Derrick wants this marriage counseling is a must. It is a must. I cannot see this working in any form or fashion if Derrick is not engaged in intense therapy weekly, starting off weekly, to deal with the ills of that relationship and the fact that he has never been faithful to his wife. Matter of fact, Derrick Jaxn has probably never been faithful to a woman or any relationship in his life. You cheated on your wife before you got married, and you cheated on your wife after you were married. This relationship with this young lady, and she's, by the way, a lot younger than him. She looks like Derrick Jaxn is like in his mid to late 30s. The lady that he was messing with was like at least 8 to 10 years younger than him. Derrick Jaxn has engaged in these behaviors before he even married his wife. This lady and he have had a relationship for 4 years. Derrick Jaxn only been married for almost 4 years. Pink Lady says, Mr. Darrell, do you think this is going to hurt his brand? No, I don't think it's going to hurt his brand. I actually think it's going to help his brand. And I'm going to give you the reasons how it's going to help. And the sad thing is that black women are going to fall for the okie doke. Let me tell you what Derrick is going to do. Let me tell you how it's not going to hurt. Because number one, the women that want Derrick still lust for him, even the fact that he has been with another woman. There are actually women that are actually happy that this has confirmed of him being a dog. So now he's probably flooded even more with other women that think they have a chance to have sex with him and be with him. He's flooded with even more thirsty women that want a chance to be with Derrick Jaxn. That's the psychology of these women. A lot of these women are lonely women, desperate women. They found out that, you mean to tell me Derrick Jaxn actually, they wanted Derrick Jaxn when he was married before this came out. This only intensifies the thirst. If you want a man, you want a man. Nobody can stop you from wanting a man, regardless of his status. The second way this is going to help Derrick's brand is that Derrick is going to use his own experience and failure to serve as a means to help black women understand black men and being in relationships. He's going to spin this like, I never said I was perfect. I want you to understand that even when you do find a good man, these are the consequences that will happen. I never told you once you find a man that is guaranteed he's going to be faithful. I never told you that with marriage and long-term, relationships, there's not trials and tribulations. So I want you all, he going to tell all the black women, I want you all to learn from my experience and the experience that my wife is going through, and I want you women to understand that even though when you find this guy and he makes a mistake, there has to be a means. There has to be a means of us meeting each other halfway and working through this situation. And let this be a learning experience. This is the bullshit he's going to tell these women. And they're going to love him for it. They are going to love him for it. Look at hey, BMT. What's going on, BMT? BMT say I saw this coming kilometers away. Yes, I saw it too. I knew Derrick Jaxn was a fake and phony. I knew it. This is how Derrick Jaxn is going to spin it, and these women are going to eat that shit up. But you see, if Derrick Jaxn was unattractive, he couldn't get away with this. If Derrick Jaxn was not seen as being unattractive, he would get drugged right now. But because Derrick Jaxn is seen as being attractive, there are thirsty women who still want him anyway. Actually, probably intensified the fact that they know he willing to have sex with other women. There are women who are on the fence about even trying to date him or trying to be with him. They were like, I don't want to disrespect him and his wife. Now they don't give a damn. Matter of fact, the fact that Derrick Jaxn married a woman who's not deemed an 8, 9, or 10 actually made black women want him even more. Because there's a lot of women that feel that they look better than her, feel like they have a chance. I actually think that Derrick Jaxn strategically married a woman that was not a dime. He married a woman because she was not a dime. That was not a dime because that lady was more relatable to the average black woman. He gave the average black woman I'm gonna say this. He gave the average black woman a false sense of hope that they can get a man like him. No, she's not busted. Tiffany, no, Tiffany, she is not busted. She's a decent looking woman. No, she's not like that. No. She's not. She don't look like her. No, nowhere near like that. She's not a bad looking woman. Okay. Does she have the best shape in the world? No. She actually, she's pretty. Like she kind of cute looking, nice looking. She's not the prettiest in shape woman. You know, got a bad body, bad face, and all. No, she's not. Okay. But she seems like a nice woman. And lying as Derrick probably never really loved her. But she fit the mold of what he needed to better his brand. I'm reinforcing that Derrick and his wife need marital counseling. And Derrick is going to have to change how he operates in order for this to work. Yeah, she's pretty. She's not bad looking. She's not bad looking at all. But let's be honest. She don't look like that lady Derrick was cheating with. I hate to say that. She don't look as good as her. Not that that's a bad thing. But that shows that lady exemplifies the narcissistic traits of Derrick Jaxn. The lustful mindset, the sense of entitlement. For you to be that goddamn daring to bring a woman into your own home and have sex with her in your home. Derrick Jaxn has been married since 2018. It's almost 3 years. But he has been with this IG model, or whatever the hell she was, for 4 years. Derrick Jaxn and his wife have been together since 2018, I think. Since 18, I think. I mean, not 18, since 2016. Yes, this is a recent marriage, Pink Lady. So then you have women that's like, wow, they only been together that long? I could see if it was like 15, 20 years. Nah, not for old Derrick. Old Derrick, so you got to get his. Now, just because he cheated does not make him a bad marriage coach. Although I do think the stuff he says is bullshit. Because it's just placating the women's false sense of ideas of what they deserve and what they should have. And he never says anything to hold women accountable for their own mistakes. So he's going to spin this in a manner to make it a teachable moment for women and people who are in relationships. And women are going to eat this shit up. They're going to eat this up. You keep going back to reverting back to the seventh commandment. You're already cheating. Not saying any time is right to break the seventh commandment. Well, Pink Lady, let me tell you something. The seventh commandment has no value in the mind of Derrick Jaxn. The seventh commandment has no, and I'm going to say has no value in the mind of a man with heathenistic tendencies. He's a sexual heathen. He says, "Sorry, Darrell, I have to go there. It is what it is. Yeah, it is. And for Derrick is like, I got to get what I can get. To have sex, and then this woman talked about how great Derrick Jaxn was pleasing her orally on Tasha K's. Tasha K broke the story to everybody. This woman was online saying, Tasha K asked him, is Derrick good? Is the oral sex good? She up there, hell yeah. Derrick Jaxn was great. This woman disrespected this man's wife. See, that shows the kind of how ratchet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This is the Black Balance Network, and I'm supposed to be getting but man, I gotta wait to do this on D Darrell the Reaper because I'm getting out of myself right now. But this woman, this trash of a lady, bad enough that she cheated, but she went out of her way to tell people how good that he pleased her with his mouth and laughed about it. Yes, I said that too, BMT. Pastor Jaxn will still have his follows and most likely, yes, he will grow from this. Yes, Tasha K was going in with the questions like she personally wanted to know about Derrick Jaxn. Yes, she did. Because Tasha K, and let's be honest with you, Tasha K probably thirsty and probably was one to go to his conferences and watch him all the time, and she fantasized about him. Just like many other women that's there. They fantasizing about Derrick being their man. BMT says he now became Dusty relatable for pill swallowers. Look, man, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. This is what the brother did. And I'm going to go in later on tonight about this. Yes, I agree. Yeah, Tasha K thirsty. She was like, ooh, but girl, this is how she asked it. Ooh, but girl, was he good? Oh, she didn't say so. So was Derrick good? Oh, but girl, was he good? Tell me about it. How was it? How was it? She was like, oh, he was great. Oh, she was just going in. I'm gonna go live about 8:00. 8:00 tonight. I'm gonna go live about this topic. What's up, LB? LB, did you listen to my last track last night? I had you in my song. Give me something like. I actually had you in my song, baby. You and Tiffany. Check the live stream from last night. She was like, oh, but girl, was it good? Girl, was it good? I'm like, what the? I'm looking at her like, wow, man, it is no respect, man. I know you all talk about, I'm going to say this. Now, I know women, you may not take this well, but black men have no respect for the fidelity of a marriage. And there's a lot of black women that don't have respect for the wives. I just have to say that. Black men don't respect fidelity of marriage, and black women don't respect other black women, other black wives. That's just the truth. That is the goddamn truth. Because there's no way, as another woman, and I know you're in entertainment, but you worrying about how another woman is pleasing another woman's husband. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Oh, okay, you had to go to bed early, so you had to be at work at 6 a.m. I'll check it out. Cool, that's early. Oh Lord, 6 a.m. in the morning? Man, I'm sound asleep. Man. I remember them days of getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning for my kids to go to school. That brings me back to like 13, 14 years ago when I used to have to work for other people, having to get up that early. Right? Pink Lady says exactly. Tasha K, you are married. How does your husband feel about you so concerned about another man in bed? Oh, I didn't know she was married. Well, damn, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was married to her and she up there lusting behind another man like that, talking about how good was it and ooh wee and all that, man, we gonna have a talk. God damn, like really? You made this too goddamn obvious. Like really? I'm like, really? Pink Lady says, really, Mr. Darrell, you didn't know she was married? Yes, married. Oh, I didn't know that. I really didn't. I don't follow Tasha K. I really don't. I've seen, matter of fact, I didn't really hear about Tasha K till like maybe 2 years ago. And I seen when she started bringing out the wine while she having conversations with everybody talking about Miss and stuff like that. I never really followed it much. I do know she's very popular in Atlanta. I do know that. Damn. She making a killing off of YouTube. I know that. But yeah, she was like, oh, girl, how good is it? Girl, how good is it? Pink Lady said, that was very weird. I know her husband can't be cool with that. Plus the way she was asking and her eyes were lit. Yes. Basically, what she basically put to the world was that she's willing to have sex. She's been lusting over Derrick Jaxn. That's just the bottom line. That's why I said Derrick Jaxn's in an environment with a lot of women that lust for him, that would want to be with him. And that is hard to, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but it'll be very difficult for a man like him that has never had sex with discipline to be faithful to your wife. Fidelity is not a part of his core value system. He doesn't possess that at all. Derrick Jaxn actually thinks he can have sex with any woman he wants that's willing to consent to him. That's obvious. LB says, but yeah, but money talks now. With the million subscribers, I bet her husband cool with it. LOL. He probably is. Because typically, this guys, a lot of women like that, they usually marry men that are not on the same level. Unfortunately, he may be on the same level or not, but I doubt he probably, I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, but I would not take that she probably is dating the most polished guy in the world. I may say, for lack of a better word. She probably married somebody rough around the edges who probably, doing decent things and reformed from his past. But I doubt if she married a, guy with education and has a career long standing before they got together and so forth, and, well-cultured young black man or what have you. I would doubt that. But maybe, hey, that's not what she wants. It's not what she wants. But to me, guys, I mean, this is the conversation. I'm giving you all the PG version right now. But later tonight, I'm going off on Derrick because I always had issues with lying as Derrick. The first time I heard of Derrick Jaxn was probably 2017, I may say. I think it was 17 or 18, but I want to say 17. And I'm a person that is not. I'm definitely an opponent of dating coaches. I can't stand dating coaches. Those are some of the sleaziest, lying people in YouTube. Disingenuous. They are. They'll say anything for a buck. And they don't. And a lot of these guys don't tell you anything long term that's going to help you long term. They basically tell you how you can get with somebody short term, hopefully have sex with them, and that's it. Some of that stuff is also self-defeating in nature. Very self-defeating. That it may cause more harm than good. And that's just being real. Oh, yeah. Lovely T and Phil Scott, they've been around a long time. Pink Lady says, I think that her husband is her manager. I think that they are co-workers at a restaurant, got married. She started doing YouTube videos and then made a full-time job of it. Exactly. Okay. Well, that kind of validates what I said. He's probably a guy that, not maybe the most, you know, educated or not, nor that he has to be. But it kind of goes into that. It's all good. They're happy. She said, I have some dating coaches. I would like you to know view of them. I'll email you. Maybe you can do a live one. Oh, definitely. I probably already know them. But go ahead and give me a list. And to be honest with you, I would love to give you my position on them because I like talking about dating coaches. I used to talk about them a lot. I kind of gotten away from it. But there's quite a few that I know and don't like. I've been talking about dating coaches for a while, on and off. I actually did a video on my D. Darrell channel about the negative effects of dating coaches in YouTube and how they're not qualified. A lot of them give a lot of bad advice. That's what I actually focus on, a lot of the bad advice that they give. So that's the real, man. That is the real. So, guys, I just want to give my take on that. Again, I do think that Derrick Jaxn is what he is. He's not going to change. I do think that his wife will stay with him. I do think that they're probably going to seek some form of marital counseling, which is expected and which should be the path that they should take. And I doubt that this marriage is going to last a long period of time. Even if they get back together, I say Derrick is going to do something again, or she's going to do something and feel like she was entitled to some new penis. Okay? And he may not be able to handle it. So, and men are not able to handle another man going between the legs of his wife. For something, most men I know could not recover from that. I'm just gonna be honest with you, including myself. So, Pink Lady, I look forward to your email. I'm gonna put my email up in case you don't have it. It's up there. That's my email there. Pink Lady said, "True men can't recover from that. Women, yes." That's my email address there. You can go ahead and send it to me. Amburn1718 @gmail.com. Again, look forward to chatting with you all about 8 o'clock tonight. I'm going to talk again about Derrick Jaxn and his decision making. Y'all have a